I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
She's hardly sweet.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
Sweet dreams, Mary.
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
Come on. Let's put you back in your grave. Which is, not something I ever thought I would say to you, Mary. But you deserve more than anything to rest in peace. It's a shame about the priest, but if you didn't drink him, or rather if I didn't drink him, you would have done. And let's try clean this up as best we can. God, she must have been desperate digging her way out of there. Sounds nightmarish being buried alive.
Red tear for my fallen sister. I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood, via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire. Born anew into an age of death and pestilence, while plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
A letter. Dear Dr. Reed, I hope this letter will quickly find you, for I need to speak to you as soon as possible. The situation is evolving very quickly in the West End, and I am convinced we are all now in great danger. The Guard of Pruwen has launched a great hunt in London, and for a few nights they have been actively searching and killing any Econ they can locate. Lord Redgrave, chairman of the Ascalon Club, recently contacted me. He wishes to meet you immediately. Please come to my mansion at any night that suits you. We must discuss all of this. With this letter, you will find an official pass that will allow you to go through any barricades or quarantine checkpoints throughout the city. Your friend, Lady Ashbury. I could have done with that pass quite a while ago. But she's hosting the chairman of the Ascalon Club. Things must be getting rather serious. Right. What's the health of the districts looking like? I do need to go and see Sean Hampton. I think we must do that as a priority. There's a few people with fatigue we should treat at Whitechapel to help Dorothy Crane out. And let's just make sure we're topped up on treatments. Now, a small dose of rich bloods that can be used to create blood serums for vampires. And we retrieved from Mary. Analyze. Blood serum. Regenerate 100 blood points instantly. I think blood serums are probably the most useful serum there is. These use a lot of opium, whereas these use a lot less of everything. I'm just going to make light blood serums. And we're going to use them sparingly. They're going to be our backup. In case we cannot find any rats. Or if we can't drink properly in combat. I feel like before I head out, I should have a word with Dr. Swansea and see if he has anything new for me. But certainly Lady Ashbury won't be around to speak to. Dr. Swansea.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
Well, let's begin. I received a letter from Lady Ashbury today.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion, and with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Is that the only reason you've not been invited, though? Tell me what you know about the quarantine.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Well, better that than nothing, I guess. Tell me, do you know much about the lady's manor? I don't suppose you do.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Or just how dire the situation is that she's been forced to allow me in. Any news? Have you got any news for me, Dr. Swansea?
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
The violence of Skulls attacking people, you mean? About the violence.
Tell me more about the violence.
Geoffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Prewen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
And people with this epidemic must be getting desperate. Oh, anything you can tell me about the epidemic?
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster. In less than 2 days now.
It's strengthening.
The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Okay, I'll leave you be. Or rather, help. Anything I can do to help in the West End.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
Alright, Edgar, just keep it to yourself. Where is the Brotherhood in all of this? I know you're here, obviously, but what are they doing?
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
I wonder why. So, although the Brotherhood has sort of a live and let live policy with the vampires, so long as they keep things toned down, they still don't converse with them as you do. What of my commission here?
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
Excellent. Alright, I'll leave you be.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later.
I wonder if merchants have new stock now. Because I have been struggling to find good handle parts or good trigger parts. And those are, frankly, what I need most. Pippa, have you got anything new for me, I wonder?
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
You do look better. How's the situation here?
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nothing new there, then. I'm not telling her to get a grip. Alright, goodbye.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Telling her to get a grip just seems
Lost its effect on me.
counterproductive. Oh no, nurse, I need you to come back. I'm running helplessly in this direction. Can we?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Goodbye. Okay, I'm okay. Sorry, I had that compulsion to run. The more I can't help myself. Oh, wait. Are you still waiting on your surgery?
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Ah,
Any news about my operation?
none, I'm afraid. And nothing new I can ask you. I'll leave you be.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you
Okay.
down, my boy. I'm all right.
So, although some nights have passed since our encounter with Mary, not a whole lot has changed for people day to day. Milton!
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Doing my best. Can we trade?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Thank you. Yes! Good trigger parts. Okay. And a good handle part. Oh, and I can't afford it because I bought the shotgun. Of course. So, good news. There's new parts. Bad news. Can't afford them. Well, I noticed that I'm low on ammunition. So we're going to top up on that. And then we're going to go pay a visit to Sean and see how things are going. Oh. Okay, there are guard presents.
See them fancy clothes?
Oh!
This one's a top.
Okay.
Right,
It's turning into open warfare in the streets, I think.
eat this.
While they're distracted. Oh, there's more. It... Honestly, it is open war. Let's try this way. At least leaving them to fight for between themselves for a little bit. It's going to thin the crowd. Oh! You again. My maker. What is it you want with me?
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
The earth is bleeding.
Time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
The Queen? Look, whomever you are, I am not your champion.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
To what?
Silence! I dismiss you now.
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence. I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
Who awakens? The Queen awakens? Oh, they're still fighting. Let's get out of here. Finsbury Gate. Oh, is this the... I think we're actually going in the direction of Lady Ashbury's manor. Perhaps it might be an idea to visit her first if she's actually on the way. There's a guard down there. I think from now on I might have difficulty getting anywhere without fighting. Ah! Wait. This... I came through there. That's the trail Mary left for me. I am actually incredibly close to her mansion. I may as well go there. I'm beginning to think as well that the apparition of my maker may well actually be on my side. Or rather, at least, not really on my side, but that he bears me no ill will. Excuse me?
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
I think this is an Econ neighborhood. And I have a feeling These gentlemen just murdered somebody very dear to that Econ. Oh, hello. Are they... Right. Are they on my... Are we allies, sir? Because if we're not, I'm... Oh. Let's reload this. That's how it's to be you. Careful. Right. I have a feeling that gentleman isn't my friend. He is most certainly not my friend. And you, sir, are now in the way. I'm going to unleash the beast. Alright. Oh, careful. Heal. Right. And then there were two. I can blood... Ow. His was quicker than mine. Hey. Flippin' hell. If there's a fight over here, it's cowardly. But I'm just gonna let them duke it out. Oh, did he just suck that guy's blood at distance? That wasn't the blood spear attack he just used. He's level 23, he's a strong one. Will I be able to sneak past him, I wonder? They're fighting. Let's find out. Let's... Careful. Lady Ashbury seems to live in a dangerous neighborhood.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Truly is a lady of means. You can see how she's able to afford to finance a hospital.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
As good as one
considering.
can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
In a way, I'm surprised you don't have a servant
I hope
yet.
I haven't disturbed you.
Actually, probably
Not at
wise
all.
that you don't.
Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him. But I kept it in the end.
Really?
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Econ.
You seem to keep mocking me. Or is it just you being playful? But please, do call me Jonathan.
Please, call me Jonathan.
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is
I
bothering
see.
you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
Well, since we last met, I found out that my sister, Mary, was a murderous vampire. I'm still not entirely sure how both she and I became them.
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
I did not want that at all. I would never want that for anyone, let alone Mary.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
So you really do bleed them dry. I suppose, as far as being a vampire goes, it's the most... What's the word? You say you're merciless, but it's the most merciful to feed on the dying. And to make sure they're dead, considering our condition. But I ended up having to kill Mary twice. It was difficult.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
Well, my nightmare's not yet over. I encountered my maker again. He clearly must be powerful if he's able to create an apparition of himself out of blood.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
Mainly his language. And he almost seemed timeless.
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
And Mary did a fair number on me, I must admit. And when he appears, you can feel the power. It's as if I can focus on nothing else.
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
Between my maker and this queen. The famished queen? Well, I think it might be my turn to ask questions, if I may be so bold.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
As you wish.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
God, that's a shame. If there's no tea, I guess that means no coffee.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
The Ascalon Club. You always say they're a threat. Who are they really? You have been ambiguous with who they are when I've asked you before.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
I feel the truth is somewhere in the middle. How large is this club? How many vampires are we talking?
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. all of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Influencing trade. So is it financial gain they're really after? And do they have the resources to fight Priwen? And would they fight Priwen? I presume it's in their best interest to fight Priwen.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Ah, right. Yeah. Fergal was a beast, but he sure did have his uses, I'm sure. Now I've deprived them as that, as she says. Why would they use you to come to me, though? Surely they know where I am.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information, and then deciding how to use it.
They didn't threaten you, did they?
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first, but it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Well, I thought you were hosting their chairman, but he doesn't seem to be here. Why not ask for your help? Why do the Ascalon Club want to meet me and not simply ask for your help? Is it because I've defeated Fergal? Is that what they're upset about?
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman.
Oh, charming.
That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Well, it may suit you well, but I just realised that with immortal vampires, probably very, very old, they're going to have some very, very old prejudice. And some very dated views. That's the thing. Why should we allow immortal vampires, who are ancient, to guide the empire of today? They're going to be out of touch. They are out of touch. I'm out of touch with humanity now, and I've only been an Econ of Empire for a short amount of time. I think I know the answer to this, but I shouldn't trust them, should I?
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Then, should I even bother agree to meet them?
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
That's a fair point, and the situation, as you say, is dire and dark. Would it be wise to lie to them? You say they have spies everywhere. Surely they'll be able to catch me out on any lies.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Got it. Hopefully they'll show me due respect in turn, but I somehow doubt it. But the Ascalon Club, you have said they've always been a threat.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
Who is this Lord Redgrave? And that does remind me, they did send Fergal to threaten me the first time I encountered the Ascalon Club. Who is this Lord Redgrave? And it also seems they're not interested in me per se, but my bloodline and lineage.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
The Earl of Bristol? Oh, don't tell me that the entire royal family are actually vampires. He must be old, surely. I presume the Ascalon Club is an old group. Have you met him before?
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
Charming people. How old is he, do you think? Or do you know?
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
Then how is he masquerading as the Earl of Bristol? Does he simply live in recluse so nobody realizes how old he's getting and then he adopts a new forename to be known as whenever a human would typically die? His reach must be powerful. If he's the Earl of Bristol, that's power in itself. Add in the Ascalon Club, how powerful are we talking?
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England.
And there seems to be a
Not
few
all
of
its
them.
members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
Not all immortals, though.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Curious. Then how well known are vampires amongst the political elite? Any familiar names I would recognize?
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
Aloysius Dawson. That name's propping up all over the place now. I will heed your advice as always, Lady Ashbury. You have been most useful.
If you are
And helpful.
convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite. But we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind.
Uh-oh.
And they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
Well, it sounded like the last time they had a great hunt, they killed half the vampires in England, London? So Prewen and the Ascalon Club, they've got no choice but to fight, surely.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Econs I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
This could be bad news. Then Prewen has a list they must know of a fair number of Econ. If they genuinely fear they'd be discovered.
I think I saw them kill an Econ on the way to your house.
Yes, that too.
They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Dangerously so. Should we fight back?
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
Sound logic. I'm with you. Would you flee the country, though? I wonder. Tell me, what is a great hunt? I get the feeling it's just a massive hunt of vampires. Quick and aggressive.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Were you around at the time? How did you survive? How would you survive if that happened?
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter.
And you returned.
And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
So you would flee again. And sensibly too. And I'd say why start another one? Probably because they blame vampires for all the ills in the city.
Why start a second one?
Priwen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us is the cause of the epidemic.
As I figured. Should you flee now then? Just play it safe, get out of here?
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer.
Very
I shall
generous.
keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Curious. I very much doubt he would turn out to be my maker. I'm not sure he is the sort of person who would create and discard somebody so easily unless they were certain I was going to be of Ascalon Club material, which I've only seemed to have proven myself to be just a few nights ago. Then, the plan. What do you think the plan is?
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
My agenda to save London. You really think I can save London?
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
And what is your role in the plan?
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
That we do. A little tangent though, my lady. Do you think I will ever meet my maker properly?
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
I really wonder how I became a vampire, I truly do. Because if this great hunt happened, I'm beginning to wonder if my maker is even living. As strange as that might sound. Or, you know what I mean, no longer undead, they're actually dead. I absolutely know it wasn't her, I'm not going to bother asking her that again. No clue at all, then.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
Thank you, I guess that's all I can hope for. It's absolutely not her, and if I confronted her on it, she won't acknowledge it anyway right now. If that was the case, which I don't think it is. Then I must go find the answers.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Very good. Will you not return to the Pembroke for now? I think it's probably wise to stay away from it, considering the Priwen Guard are aware of my presence there, and their increased patrols.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
And
But
to yourself.
How will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
So you are capable of restraining yourself. Then, when will we meet again? Shall I return after I've met the club?
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
Oh, right, he's here next door, isn't he? Back in another room. Well, thank you, Lady Ashbury. Thank you so much for just being a rock through this nightmare.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Both times she asked me to call her Elizabeth,
I
I've then
appreciate
just
the
simply called her
advice.
my lady.
I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me
So
you're
to
not very
speak.
keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
She worried she's going to lose me to the Ascalon Club. Interesting she wears her jacket over her dress. Not a poor choice, but an interesting choice.